It's Christmas Day, you've just unwrapped your shiny new MetaQuest 2 or MetaQuest 3 headset, but which games do you choose from the bewildering amount of content on the App Store? Well, here is my definite list of the 5 best single-player games on Meta's headset, with a few honourable mentions, so make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video for those gems. Ready? Roll titles. I've been into VR for over 8 years now and have owned all of Oculus and now Meta's headsets at some time or other, except for the MetaQuest Pro. But we don't talk about that. You guys! So this is my definite list of the best 5 single-player games available on Meta's standalone platform. Some are exclusive titles, some are available on other platforms, but they are all AAA titles that you need to experience. Plus, if you want 25% off all these titles, I have listed my referral links in the description down below, so save some money while enjoying these brilliant games. At number 5, we have Ubisoft's first ever VR entry into one of its most beloved franchises, Assassin's Creed Nexus. You will embody 3 legendary assassins as you occupy the genetic memories of Cassandra, Ezio and Connor. Experience the exhilaration of epic parkour as you run freely across the rooftops of ancient Athens, Renaissance Venice and colonial Boston as you battle against the evil Abstergo Industries and the menacing Templar Order. Deploy your hidden blade with a deft flick of the wrist as you leap upon your enemies from above, or take them on with a wide variety of close quarters or ranged weapons. Sneak across the rooftops as you track a target for assassination, or blend into the crowd before distracting them with thrown environmental objects. Assassin's Creed Nexus features all the iconic gameplay from the series, including the dazzling Leap of Faith. You choose how to approach each mission, sneak stealth, or bloody mayhem as you fight through this unforgettable story. I live streamed the entire game, which lasted me a good 10 plus hours, and came away impressed by how well the full Assassin's Creed experience had been ported to VR. If you ever wanted to sneak up behind a Templar soldier and slice into his spinal cord with your hidden blade, then you need to seek help, but also you need to play this game. It is currently available for £34.99 on the Meta Store in the UK. At number 4, we have Polyarch's epic tale of Quill, the warrior mouse, who is helped along in her adventures by the mysterious Reader as they battle against the Arcane, who are trying to rewrite the world of Moss. This is a third-person platform puzzler with stunning set pieces, intuitive fun combat, mind-bending puzzles. You play as Quill's Reader, an ethereal, godlike character who can aid our precocious hero as she navigates the various, beautifully rendered environments. This was one of my favourite games of 2022. It is hauntingly beautiful with fantastic audio and is just polished to the utmost degree by a developer team at the pinnacle of their game. You can currently pick up the original Moss and Moss Book 2 for the bargain price of £23.99 from the Meta Store in the UK, and that is a bargain. Our next game in at number 3 is the stunning Red Matter 2 by developer Vertical Robot. I may have admitted on several occasions on my channel that I'm a bit of a graphics tart. Red Matter 2 is quite simply the greatest looking game on a standalone VR headset, especially the Quest 3 enhanced version. But the game isn't all pretty visuals and no substance. There is a compelling, interesting story woven into the beautiful graphics, with some mind-boggling puzzle sections and some fun, fast-paced combat. You play as Sasha, an agent who awakens on a hostile lunar base in a retro-futuristic Cold War setting. He begins the search for his former colleague, who is also searching for his missing wife, Irina, while attempting to uncover the mysterious source of the titular Red Matter. This game looks amazing on MetaQuest 2, but the enhanced version of the more powerful Quest 3 makes this a visual tour de force that somehow manages to equal the also incredibly pretty PC version. It is quite remarkable achievement and led me to believe that Half-Life Alyx will be a viable proposition on MetaQuest 3. Red Matter 2 is that good. It is currently available for £22.99 on the Meta Store in the UK. 2. Resident Evil 4 first released on the Nintendo GameCube way back in 2005, and this game is now available as a direct port to VR on Quest 2 and 3. It was released in 2021 and won many awards, including 2021 VR Game of the Year. It is a stunning high-res port completely rebuilt for VR on standalone Quest. You play as Special Agent Leon S. Kennedy. You are searching for Ashley, the daughter of the US President, who has been kidnapped by a mysterious cult. During your adventure, you'll come face to face with crazed villagers, mad occultists, and towering, frightening boss characters as you battle to find a cure for the terrifying Las Plagas, which you're both infected with. The remarkable thing about this port to VR is that the complete game is fully intact and present with its stunning horrible foes, visceral combat, puzzles and Hollywood blockbuster pacing. Add to that an easy to use intuitive inventory system and very well executed and satisfying manual reloads for all your weapons. It is a stunning achievement that's only just recently been superseded by the Resident Evil 4 VR mode on the much more powerful PSVR 2. This game is available for £29.99 in the UK. My number one game on MetaQuest 2 and 3 is a very recent release, but has already shown its blockbuster potential, with IGN awarding the game a 10 out of 10. Only the second VR game to record that accolade. IGN's only other 10 out of 10 VR game? That was Valve's groundbreaking Half-Life Alyx, so that should tell you something. Asgard's Wrath 2 is the sequel to the Oculus PC-only Asgard's Wrath from Sanzaru Games, which came out in 2019. I played the original and absolutely loved it. The story of an unnamed god and their mortal companions, transformed animal warriors by your side, engaging characters and weapons, plus the gigantic world filled to the brim with Old Norse lore. The sequel continues the story as you try to escape the prison Loki locked you in to extract your revenge on this mischievous god and restore balance across the universe, torn apart by treachery. However, this time the game is a Quest exclusive, only available for Meta's standalone headsets, and proves one thing: if a developer is given the time and the budget, AAA titles can exist in VR. The game is a giant open world sandbox filled with quests, enemies, collectibles, secret dungeons and epic boss fights against some of the most massive enemies I have ever seen. The main story has a 60-hour runtime, and if you are a completionist, me, the game can take you up to and over 100 hours to finish all the side quests and tasks. There are some vast open spaces to traverse, but once you unlock your first companion after an admittedly lengthy tutorial, you can move very quickly across the desert sands as they can transform into rideable beasts. Entering one of the many dungeons, temples or castles immediately fills you with a sense of wonder and scale. These places are huge and perfectly suited to the grand scale of some of the puzzles. You must work as a mortal and a god at the same time to solve puzzles to progress through the beautifully rendered arenas to eventually face off against another god or similarly epic boss. The puzzles can be easy or immensely difficult until you have the eureka moment as a solution presents itself to you. This is a proper RPG with a full upgrade tree for not just you, but your companions, armor and weapons as well. It can get a bit bewildering at times, but stick with it. Eventually you will start to understand the nuances and adapt them to your style of play. The enemy's difficulty scales with you, but they never feel overwhelming as you gain skills to defeat most of these opponents. You are accompanied at all times by your companions. My favourite is Whacker the Baboon. He's very useful in a fight, but sounds more like a Californian surfer dude than an ancient Egyptian. But he's very funny and I like his constant banter. The game runs at 72Hz on Quest 2, but looks perfectly fine and can run at 90Hz with enhanced resolution in Quest 3. The game isn't perfect, however. I have noticed some frame rate drops when the game starts to get hectic, plus the odd crash, and several times I've been completely stumped by some of the puzzles and walked away in frustration, only to come running back later as a solution popped into my head. And that is the wonder of Asgard's Wrath 2. It is a huge, bewildering, sometimes frustrating, unendingly beautiful monster of an RPG in VR, and there is simply nothing else like it currently. The game is free if you buy a MetaQuest 3, or is currently £44.99 in the UK for MetaQuest 2. But, as I mentioned earlier, you can use my referral code to get 25% off, which brings the game down to a more reasonable £34. Before I get to my honourable mentions, please hit the like button. The algorithm loves the likes. Plus, also consider subscribing and joining my channel membership for custom badges, emojis and giveaways on my private members Discord channel. Thanks. Now, my honourable mentions, the games that didn't make the top 5 but should be part of your collection as soon as you can possibly afford it. First up is the evergreen rhythm action game Beat Saber. You have 2 lightsabers, blocks fly towards you and you slash them to the beat. Simple to learn, hard to master. Next is Super Hot VR. Time moves when you do. Take out your enemies in this super stylized combat game which combines strategy with mayhem. The best zombie open world game and its sequel are available on the standalone MetaQuest 2 and 3. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners and the follow-up Retribution are both story-driven games based on the Walking Dead universe. That's it for my best single-player VR games on Meta's headset. So, keep an eye on my channel for the follow-up videos on the best co-op, PvP, rhythm action and mixed reality games on Meta's headsets, as well as my 5 top PSVR 2 games, and 5 top PC VR titles. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. The algorithm loves the likes. And maybe consider subscribing or joining my channel membership like these lovely people. And if you did enjoy the video, you can watch more of the madness here or here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the other side.